Strong world leaders. Nayib Bukele. The story of Nayib Bukele begins in a small but politically significant country in Central America, El Salvador. Born in 1981 in El Salvador, Bukele came from a relatively privileged background compared to many Salvadorans. His father was a businessman, and Bukele himself entered the world of entrepreneurship and advertising before moving into politics. That business background shaped his communication style, modern, media savvy, and highly focused on public image. His political rise started locally. In 2012, he was elected mayor of Nuevo Cuscatlan, a small municipality. There, he gained attention for social programs and public works. In 2015, he became mayor of San Salvador, the capital city, where he continued building his reputation as an outsider reformer. However, he was expelled from the left wing party he initially belonged to, the Farabundo Marti Nacional Liberación Front FMLN, after internal disputes. Bukele then created his own political movement and later the party Nuevas Ideas. In the 2019 presidential election, running as a political outsider, he won a decisive victory. His message centered on anti-corruption, modern governance, and most importantly, public security in a country long affected by gang violence. Once in office, Bukele quickly became known for bold and highly visible policies. One of his most controversial actions came in 2022 when his government imposed a state of emergency to combat gang activity. Under this policy, authorities arrested tens of thousands of suspected gang members in a sweeping crackdown. Supporters credit this with significantly reducing homicide rates, while critics have raised concerns about due process and mass detentions. Bukele also gained international attention for adopting unconventional economic policies. In 2021, El Salvador became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. The move was prompted as a way to increase financial inclusion and attract investments, though it received mixed reactions from global financial institutions and economists. Another major movement in his presidency was the reconstruction of El Salvador's security and justice system, including replacing judges and officials in ways that supporters say were necessary reforms, but critics described as weakening institutional checks and balances. Bukele's leadership style is heavily shaped by social media. He frequently uses platforms like Twitter to communicate directly with citizens, announce policies, and respond to criticism, often bypassing traditional media channels. This has helped him maintain strong popularity at home, especially among younger voters. Internationally, his presidency has drawn both praise and concern. Supporters view him as a leader who restored order in a country long plagued by violence and inefficiency. Critics argue that his methods concentrate power and weaken democratic institutions, but many have seen this to be the latter, and not true. From a young entrepreneur in San Salvador to one of the most talked about leaders in Latin America, Nayib Bukele's story reflects a new style of politics, fast moving, digital, and highly centralized. And like many figures who reshape political systems, his long term legacy is still being written in real time.